Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're new here, give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe. That would be really helpful. So today's video is a very personal video for me. It is about my skin condition called Tinea Versicolor. It is also called Tinea Versicolor, but I think in pityriasis basically just means scaling of the skin in dermatology. First, I'm going to talk about what tinea is. So I'm just going to call it tinea because I'm going to say that a lot throughout this video. Tinea basically is an overgrowth of yeast in the skin called Malassezia. I believe that's how you say it. Malassezia furfur. I think that's how you say it. So it basically is a bacteria on the skin that is already reoccurring in everybody's skin, but people that are more prone to it get an overgrowth of this bacteria, and it basically turns into Tinea Versicolor. So people are more prone to it when they live in humid environments. They're sweating a lot, like they work out a lot. They are in like damp bathing suits and stuff, so always at the pool, etc. So it is most common in hotter, more humid climates because that's kind of like a breathing ground for the bacteria to grow on the skin. So as I said, it is already a yeast that everyone has in their skin flora, so it is essential to our skin flora. So everybody has this yeast in their skin, but basically people like me, we have more of it and have grown more of this yeast in our skin, which basically stops the melanin in our skin from tanning, I guess, and it stops the pigment from appearing in that certain area that is infected. So for me, it started off in my back. So I actually used to always go to the pool. I used to go to the gym a lot. I used to work out a lot, and I used to live in Dubai, which was also very, very humid and very hot. So when I first got it, I was living in Dubai. I think I was about 15 years old when I got it, and my mom had noticed little white spots on my back, and she had thought it was probably just from the pool because I was always at the pool with friends. We were lying by the pool in damp bikinis all the time, constantly swimming, and I was working out beforehand, and yeah, it was that kind of lifestyle. I think because of that lifestyle, that basically it created this breathing ground for this yeast to grow further in my skin, and basically it started on a small patch on my back, and then it grew further because I didn't treat it and I wasn't sure what it was. The reason why I wanted to create this video is because when I was 15, so this is 10 years ago when I found out that I had this, I had no idea what it was. I thought it was just like, oh, uneven skin tone, like my skin just wasn't tanning that. When I go back in the sun, it will get better. I had no idea what it was at all. My mum eventually took me to the dermatologist when she realized it was actually spreading and getting bigger across my back. So when we went to the dermatologist, they basically told us what it was and what treatments I could basically do. So there's a lot of different treatment types. So these are all like at-home things that you can do. So you can get antifungal creams, you can get like antifungal oral tablets, and you can also get topical shampoos that are basically made for dandruff. So the Malassezia furfur, the yeast that grows in your skin, is actually present in everything on our body. So it's in our hair, it's on our skin, and a lot of other skin conditions are basically triggered from this yeast in the skin. So people that suffer from rosacea, dermatitis, dandruff, it is all a contributing factor to this bacteria that's in our skin. So when we have too much of it, it causes these skin conditions. So a lot of other people, they suffer from dermatitis, rosacea, and those are just as worrying to have on the skin. especially when you're dealing with skin conditions. No matter what it is, it does become an insecurity, and because it's not normal and not everyone has it, it becomes a thing that just stands out to us and makes us insecure because it is so different to everyone else's skin. So if I haven't explained already, tinea basically, because of the malassezia overgrowth in the skin, it basically creates little white spots. People can also get darker spots. So for me, I got lighter areas in my skin. Some people can actually get darker areas of skin. Like hyperpigmentation, but I have hypopigmentation. Some people even get like pink spots, but I think every skin type and every skin tone is different, and it is more common in more tanned people, I believe. A lot more people with tan skin are more prone to it, and if they live in humid environments as well. Basically, I have tried everything after I went to the dermatologist with my parents. I tried everything. I tried oral tablets, I tried antifungal creams, I tried topical shampoos, I've tried every ingredient, Nizoral, ketoconazole, I don't know if I don't know how to say that, ketoconazole. I've done like 1%, 2%, and to be honest, when I was younger, because I didn't know how to treat it or what it was or the nature of the skin condition, I didn't personally think that they were working. But this is why I wanted to create this video, because I want to bring light to the skin condition, because when I was younger I had no idea how to treat it or how to deal with it. So basically with tinea, when you take these treatments, it will kill the fungus on top of the skin, and you will know when the fungus is active on the skin because it becomes really dry, tight and scaly on top of the skin. So you'll feel really dry and itchy in a way on the areas that the yeast is active. So for me, the most itchy was my back and my stomach. So it normally is prevalent on the trunk of the body, so your stomach and back, most people get it, but it can spread everywhere else as well. Like I got to the point where it was all over my back and my stomach, it was on my boobs, it was on my neck, it was on my back of my arms, anywhere I guess where my hair was sitting, and also like where I used to sweat. So that's the areas that it was really bad on me, and also like the tops of my backs and stuff as well. But right now where I still have it is my stomach and back. Everywhere else is fine. My stomach and back is where it's still kind of prevalent, and I'll show you that in a minute. But basically when I took these treatments, I didn't think they were working, but what you have to know with these treatments, they will kill the fungus, but it doesn't mean your pigment's gonna come back right away. Just because you kill off the yeast in your skin doesn't mean your pigment's gonna go back really quickly, if that makes sense. So you have to be patient with the pigment coming back. Just because the pigment hasn't come back doesn't mean the fungus is there. It has inhibited your pigmentation from forming on that area of skin, so you have to go back into the sun and kind of tan that area. Sun doesn't treat this condition, so a lot of people I've seen that have talked about it, they've said, oh, sun has helped cure it, but it's not that it's cured the fungus. All it has done is obviously tan the pigment that died off in that area of skin. I find when I've obviously controlled the yeast in my skin, I will then basically go back out in the sun, probably like 1 hour a day, and just kind of like tan the areas, and it will kind of like even out my skin tone. But as soon as it starts becoming active again, the pigment is lost, if that makes sense, which is irritating. And it is a thing that some people grow out of and some people have it for life. And it can be triggered from so many different things, like your lifestyle, your diet. So eating things with a lot of like yeast, so fermented things like kimchi, bread has wheat and stuff in it and yeast, and also like Branston pickle, things like that. I know those are the things I have to stay clear of, and like mushrooms, because I know that when I eat them instantly, within the hour or two, my skin will start getting dry, and that's because the yeast is getting active again. It triggers really quickly for me personally, so I have to be careful of that. Right now my tinea is a little bit on the dry side, and I think that's because I have been working out every single day. So little things that you can get in the habit of. So if you're prone to tinea and you want to control it, so first off, get on a treatment plan. So you would take some tablets or use some creams and trying to kill off the fungus. And then I would do like topical shampoos. So my favorite that I love that has ketoconazole 2% in it is Sebizol. So I tried Selsun Blue, everything like that, and they recommended that you leave it on your skin for 5 to 10 minutes every day for 2 weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks or 10 days, something like that. But my skin got so dry. I hated that shampoo, and it basically is an anti-dandruff shampoo. So you would put it in your hair. So whatever lather you had in your hair, you put it on your body and you rub it all over the infected areas. You can put it all over if you want to prevent it from spreading on your body. But yeah, I did that and it dried my skin out so much every time I would use it. So I find Sebizol works for me because it doesn't dry my skin out. I use it in my hair kind of like a shampoo, and then I lather the rest of the like residue all over the areas on my body, and then I wait for like 5 minutes, and I do that once a week. So that's like my maintenance. And if I find that my tinea is kind of more active, then I will do it more throughout the week. And then I'll be mindful of like changing out of my gym wear quickly and having a shower so that my sweat doesn't dry on my skin. I will also be mindful of being in like wet bikinis. I will also be mindful of like sleeping with damp hair. So I try to like dry my hair, or even just shower earlier before bed so my hair has time to dry, or even tying my hair up, having my hair wrap in so that my hair is kind of off my back and off my skin. So they also say when your tinea is active to make sure that you're washing and changing out your clothes often, because the yeast can obviously, from the flaking when it is active, it can grab onto your clothes. And then say if you're trying to treat the tinea and get rid of it, and you put the same clothes on and that has the flaking or like your dry skin on it and the yeast, it can go back onto the skin and reactivate the yeast. Washing your pillowcases, your bed sheets, things like that, your gym clothes especially, bikinis, just everyday clothes, just make sure you're washing them frequently. You're changing out your clothes. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this skin condition is not contagious. So because someone has this, don't think that you're gonna contract this and get like patchy skin as well. You're not. Basically, because everyone has this yeast in their skin, you cannot give it to someone else and make them create more yeast in their skin. It is basically an internal thing for that individual. So normally it occurs, yeah, like I said, from humid weather, being in damp environments, being like working out a lot, but also a lot of people have like weak immune systems that get this, so their body can't fight off or regulate this like bacteria in their skin flora, so it becomes an overgrowth of this yeast. There are a lot of treatments to this. Like some people even recommend like natural treatments, and that's actually a path that I have gone down recently. I've actually ordered like antifungal drops to see if it works internally rather than just me treating it topically, because I definitely do notice when I'm eating certain things or in my diet, I'm eating things that trigger it. It's coming from obviously the inside out, and it's not just like topically, if that makes sense. I'm gonna show you guys. It is nowhere near as bad as it was when I was younger. I remember I used to be so insecure going to the pool with my friends, because I'd always think like, oh my god, what are they gonna think about my skin? They're gonna think like I'm gross, or do you know what I mean? Yeah, I used to think that. And also another thing I actually wanted to say, sorry I'm jumping all over the place, like I had so much I want to say in this video. Another thing is, do not have this preconceived idea that people with the skin condition are unhygienic. It is not about hygiene with the skin condition. It is basically just an overgrowth of yeast. No matter how much you shower, it's not gonna help this skin condition. You're not gonna wash off the yeast. But obviously showering is like a big thing. Like if you're sweating and stuff, you want to go and wash that off because you don't want to leave that on your skin. But other than that, it is not something to think someone is being unhygienic if they have this skin condition, because that is not true. I'm going to show you my stomach right now and what it is. So it actually is a little bit worse than it normally is. It's really strange because sometimes it looks bad, like the pigment is a lot lighter, and then sometimes it looks fine, like my skin looks normal. It's very weird, it fluctuates all the time, and I think it obviously depends my lifestyle, my diet, everything like that. So I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. It is a lot worse than it normally is because I have been working out, but I don't know if you guys can see. My back actually used to be the worst, but my back is nowhere near as bad as it used to be. So you can see it's pretty even, like there is some blotchiness, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But I don't know if you guys can see that. It's funny because when I'm filming or taking pictures and stuff, and obviously like my belly's out and stuff, it doesn't look obvious in pictures. I never airbrush like my stomach or anything like that. Like it just doesn't show up in pictures. I think it's when you're in person you can see it a little bit more. It just kind of looks like not even on my stomach, if that makes sense. And you can actually see like the little white circles a bit more. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see the little white circles a bit more. Because I have been working out, it's kind of triggered it a little bit. But yeah, if you want to know where my cycling shorts are from, they're from Sassy Collection, and this top is from Cookai. But anyways, enough of that. So I hope this video cleared up some of those preconceived ideas about this about the skin condition. So it is something that I was very insecure about, and I know a lot of people are insecure about this, and they probably don't even know that they have it. They're not sure how to treat it. So I hope this video helps anyone that is confused about the skin condition. That is basically my personal journey with the skin condition. Obviously still dealing with it every day. There's no symptoms with this skin condition. All it is like aesthetic wise, it doesn't look normal on the skin when it's really active. So that's why it is same as like if you have acne, dermatitis, rosacea, other people don't actually care or notice it. Like we notice it because it is on our skin, if that makes sense. Like partners that I've been with, they haven't cared about it. Like no one really cares about it. And I remember in high school, I would never really wear a bikini. I would always wear like a one piece. And one of my best friends that I'm still best friends with today, she was like, why didn't you ever wear a bikini, girl? Like your body's banging. And I used to be like I'm insecure because, you know, my spots. And she used to be like, oh my god, you have nothing to be insecure about. And I remember she made me feel so much better. And I remember after that I used to wear more bikinis because, you know, she had that talk with me. I still remember that. I don't know if she's watching this video, but I still remember that till this day. It makes me kind of emotional. But yeah, to be upset about, I know, but when I was younger and you are a teenager, you worry about those things, that you compare yourself to other girls, and like I'm nowhere obviously near that point in my life. I'm so much more confident now and show myself so much more self-love than I have ever done before. But it really hits home when you think about how that used to make you feel. If you are suffering with this skin condition, just know you're not alone. There are so many people, more than you think, that have this. So many girls that I know, even personally, have this. No one talks about it because it is an insecurity. One more thing I just wanted to mention. I know some people have the misconception that the fungus on the skin is similar to candida. No, it is not similar to candida or thrush or anything like that. It is a totally different yeast and bacteria on the skin. So yeah, please do your research because that is not correct. Other than that, that's all I have to say. When I was 15, there was nowhere near as much information on the internet about tinea like there is now. And even then, there's not many on YouTube. There is some, but mostly more dermatologists talking about it. Not people, like normal people dealing with the skin condition and what they have tried and what works for them. I think I saw one girl that did it. She has more of a natural approach to it, which I'm actually trialing out soon. So if you guys want to know more about, you know, how I go with the natural approach with the drops that I've ordered, then comment below. Yeah, I'm here for you guys and I'm sending you my love, and know that you are not alone and this skin condition does not define you. It is completely normal. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Everyone deals with things, whether it's acne, dermatitis, rosacea, dandruff. There's always something someone is dealing with. So please be kind, everyone. Share the support in the comments below if you are dealing with it, and I will reply to as many comments as I can. But thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. I will see you on my next video. Bye.